Today's topic, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Welcome to the Chronic Pain Call-In Show. Brought to you live Sunday evenings, 5 p.m. Pacific Time. I'm your host, Joseph of Borg. You can call in live 725-333-4140. Hey, welcome to the Chronic Pain Call-In Show. I am Joseph of Borg. Hopefully this is streaming smooth and you can hear me and everything is on the up. If everything's looking good, somebody give me a thumbs up just to let me know. I just got the computer set up, just doing my very first live stream from my new place. So we are probably prone to some tech issues, may or may not have some. I guess we will find out soon enough. For those of you who might be joining me for the first time, I go by the nickname Joseph of Borg. I'm a longtime chronic pain patient. I chose that nickname because I have a spinal cord stimulator, which is basically a computer attached to my spinal cord that allows me to walk, blocks my pain. So with that said, I'm just going to shoot from the hip today. I want to talk about improvise, adapt, and overcome. I know a lot of times I've heard that from some friends who are in the military. I think the Marines use that a lot, but it doesn't have to be warfare for this to pertain to you and to help you out. I'm going to keep this fairly short today because, like I said, I'm not sure how the tech is coming through, and we'll just roll with it from there. For those of you who don't know, I haven't been on for about a month. I recently made a journey from my home in Las Vegas to relocate in a small town called Centerville in the very southern part of Iowa, about 10 miles from the Missouri border, mainly because I wanted to be closer to my adult children without braving the Minnesota winters, and they live in the Twin Cities since my wife and I are both originally from Minnesota. A shout out to my wife. I couldn't do all I do without her help and support, both financially for the show and in everyday life. So I've talked about her before, so I won't bore you with all that. And like I said, I'm going to keep today's video fairly short because I'm not positive how well it's coming through. So with that, I want to talk about improvise, adapt, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Really came up as a topic to me just the other day. Literally last night, my wife and I went out for dinner. And for those of you who don't know, I also have cervical issues that affect my fine motor skills, cause me pain in my arms. More I use them, worse it hurts. Less I use them, less it hurts. Hurts to some degree all the time. We went to a Mexican restaurant. There's one in town here. We're in a town of 5,000 people, which is a bit of a shock for moving from Vegas. But we enjoyed dinner, and it was nice. It was good enough food for Mexican food. I'm not super choosy with my Mexican food. I'm not an aficionado. I'm not into authentic Central American food, Mexican versus Ecuadorian versus this or that. Same with Chinese food is all Chinese food to me. I'm not into Thai or Vietnamese or Chinese. Or I'm a hack when it comes to that. But we ordered some chimichangas and some rice, and I was really struggling between cutting my food and dealing with the rice, dealing with the shredded lettuce on my fork. So I was struggling. It was really starting to tax my arm. My wife has cut my food for me when I need her to, or I've asked restaurants like to cut my steak and, things like that when I've had to in the past. I just didn't want to do that, so I came up with an idea, cutting through the deep fried enchilada wrapper on the chimichanga, and trying to balance all this stuff on my fork was really giving me a challenge. So I decided, I took my knife, and I didn't have a spoon handy. They just had a knife and a fork on the table, and I started cutting my chimichanga into small bite-sized pieces. I took my side order of rice and dumped that in the plate and mixed it all together, make a scramble. And my wife looked at me, and I hadn't said anything about the fact that I was having a hard time, because I just didn't want to ruin the moment, of being out. And I told her, or I didn't tell her, so she asked me. She goes, "Oh, what made you think of that? That's a great idea. I'm going to do that." Blah blah blah. And only later when we got home, I told her about that. The fact that I had been struggling, so I decided to go ahead and mix it all into a concoction. And this is just an example of, I could have gotten really frustrated. I could have just tried to tough through it and made myself miserable, or look for a creative way to overcome your immediate obstacle. It doesn't have to be taking the beach at Normandy on D-Day. These little things that we deal with and the little challenges we face, if you take a deep breath and think about how you can do it differently with the tools available to you. So it just seemed like a really good life lesson for that. I'm not sure how the call-in and everything is going to work. I do have the phone line open, but again, I'm not sure how the video is coming through. So I am going to wrap this up real fast this week, like I said. So I am on every Sunday evening, 5 o'clock now Central Time. Used to be on Pacific Time. I take phone calls. We discuss chronic pain topics. I have several other Facebook pages and YouTube channels. For each YouTube channel, I also have a Facebook page, so you can use whatever format you might like. I do videos because I have a hard time typing, and it just seems to make sense. I know sometimes I want the video stimulation to help me focus when my chronic pain is high, and I might have trouble reading a book or a blog or whatever. So this gives you the option. You can just listen. I plan to start uploading as a audio podcast, so that you can have the option to just listen on the go. You can listen, you can watch the video, and like I said, generally you can call in, and we discuss any and everything related to chronic pain. So I want to thank you for taking the time to watch today. I just want to let you all know I arrived here safe and sound. It took almost a month for our stuff in the shipping container to get from Vegas to Iowa. So that's why I haven't been on for the last several weeks, as my computer was in transit, if you will. So with that, Joseph of Borg, I thank you for tuning in. One love. I'm out of here.